Welcome to Conversations. Today we are discussing Dr. Seuss, spelled S-E-U-S-S. Specifically today we are conversationalizing about the Dr. Seuss television adaptations. Don't look at me. The Dr. Seuss books have a very artistic style to them.
Have a very distinct artistic style to them, which very much calls for being kineticized. I'm gonna make up all the words today. They call for motion. They call to be in action, and animation is the easiest way to take a distinct art style and make it move. So animation was brought to the Seuss stories relatively early in the process, in that Seuss himself was able to be involved in the production of quite a few animated pieces, whether they were animated shorts or specials for TV. Some of which are more widely known than others. Yes. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that The Grinch is probably the best known. Just due to the fact that it is a holiday classic and will be run on television until the end of time.
Now, the Seuss adaptations for television go all the way back to the 1940s with Horton Hears a Who. Warner Brothers produced, Warner Brothers, to surprise, Warner Brothers produced the short for Horton Hears a Who, and then later on, other Dr. Seuss stories were adapted into animated form, including The Cat in the Hat, The Sneetches, The Zacks, Green Eggs and Ham, the Lorax. Most of the stories have been adapted into television animated forms. Do you have a specific favorite?
Oh, Cat in the Hat, hands down.
Yep.
It was the one I grew up with,
yeah.
And watched all the time. My mom and I still quote it. Like, it's just, I watched it a lot. She watched it a lot.
It's so funny
it's
because,
musical.
Well, when we're cleaning, I'm looking for probably my laptop charger, and I was like, running around, and all I could think of is like, it isn't here, mark that with an X, it isn't here, SKJY, and like just start like calculatus eliminating the entire house.
My mom and I will still sing thing 2 and thing 1, they can find anything under the sun. And
beautiful kitten fish.
Un, deux, trois, cat sing, here we go, which my mom will say and confuse the hell out of everyone around her. But yeah, definitely the Cat in the Hat short.
So we had Dr. Seuss on the Loose, which was
Seuss. I like the way you said that.
A compilation of the Sneetches, the Zacks, and Green Eggs and Ham. And I love the Sneetches. I love every time somebody makes s'mores. So like, there's the Chippendale camp out thing at Fort Wilderness.
Yes.
And when I was there for my 16th birthday, nobody cared about Chippendale. I did. My family's weird. So we're sitting there and everyone's doing marshmallows, and I'm like, toast, raise your marshmallow sticks. Toast, raise your good fellow, which made people look at me even crazier. I wasn't doing it that extreme, but I was doing it very quietly. Adapting the stories for television also gave Ted and the animators and the creators a chance to kind of expand some of the stories. So you have the Grinch Halloween special, you have the Grinch's The Cat in the Hat, you have various other TV adaptations too, even the ones that aren't animated, including, the Webulous World of Dr. Seuss, which is in puppetry form, which was really good. And then you have currently The Cat in the Hat, and there's a lot about that, which is animated, but it takes kind of a Magic School Bus type sciencey route with The Cat in the Hat going on these crazy adventures, talking about like photosynthesis and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
There have also been several movie adaptations of Dr. Seuss's stories. Which ones have you seen? Which ones do you like? Which ones do you don't like?
I've seen the Jim Carrey Grinch. I've seen the full-length animated Lorax. That's it.
I have seen The Grinch, which I thought was How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I got to differentiate Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Which I thought was excellent. Set design, adaptation of like expansion of the story, great. I thought they did a great job. There were some things that I was kind of like, but overall, phenomenal.
The first time I watched it, I was babysitting, so I wasn't really paying attention the first time, and then after that, I've never really done a like in-depth watching of it again.
Yeah.
So I got paid to watch it. That helped.
Then The Cat in the Hat came out,
which I have not seen.
and I think everyone agrees that The Cat in the Hat is a travesty mess of so much happening in a movie. There's things I've read about, like Mike Myers was kind of trapped in that contract, and so they just kind of made the movie. The whole thing is just like, well, not even just him, just every single Alec Baldwin's in it. Like, the entire movie is
to learn how to
all over
pick
the place. Oh, his character's also like irritable. No, it's the entire movie's all over the place, and then Ted's wife's was like, and no more. And then they did animated Horton Hears a Who, which was okay. That wasn't anything
I believe there's a
special.
character in it named Katie, because sometimes if I type my name into the GIF search bar on Facebook Messenger, there's a whole bunch of things with the same character from Horton. So that character has to be named Katie.
Okay. And then we have the Lorax, which was wonderful. I thought the Lorax was very cute. There were some things that I was kind of like, why'd you make this choice? But also like, it was better than anticipated. I was very nervous about that when that first came out.
Yeah.
And then the newest Grinch, which both of us have yet to see and really have heard nothing but mediocre things about it, and I really have no desire to see it at this point. I'll watch it eventually. I'm not in a rush.
Yeah.
We are now getting an animated Cat in the Hat, I believe. That has been on the table for quite some time. I don't know if that's actually happening. I would like to see other characters and other stories get full-length
Do you know what
features.
you haven't talked about yet?
Loop. We're going to talk about In Search of Dr. Seuss because it's the best adaptation, if anything.
Yeah.
So in 1994, there was a television movie released called In Search of Dr. Seuss, which is about Kathy Najimy as a news reporter trying to get the real life story of Dr. Seuss, and the Dr. Seuss characters kind of like walk her through Dr. Seuss's life and the timeline in the books, and go through some of the animated adaptations and go through. So it was just really, really well done.
Yeah.
It's the best. It's one of the best stories about an author. Without doing a full documentary style thing. They had a lot of fun with it. They had music, they had the animated segments.
Kathy said that it was an absolute joy to film.
Yes, because we got to chat with her very briefly about it. And
she was, that was the one she was more than happy to chat about that project.
one of the things that she said was, that was the project where we showed up on set and had no idea what celebrity was going to be there that day. So, because it was literally
Robin
everyone.
Williams and Patrick Stewart, and those are the first
Andrea
two that come to
Martin
mind.
and... oh my God!
Fabulous cast.
Just
Fabulous
everyone.
Cast.
Billy Crystal.
But also Robin Williams' daughter was on set with him and was in it. Zelda.
She was one of the twins.
She was one of the kids that he
girls.
reads the books to. Yeah.
But yeah, definitely check that out. So there's a lot of Seuss in the media that expands beyond the books. I definitely would check out some of them. I wouldn't check out them. Skip the Cat in the Hat movie.
Stick to the animated musical.
Other problem with Dr. Seuss stories is that you have a mix of like, this is a linear story about a character and this is his plot. Then you have stuff like, oh, the places you'll go.
Which is just kind of...
It's more poetry.
Free form.
Because you have stuff like, the 5th of October or something like that, or the 1st of October, whatever that book is called. And then you have the foot book and the eye book and all of that stuff. If I can read with my eyes shut. Mr. Brown can moo, can you? So there's like a hop on pop. So you have some that are more
hop on pop.
linear based.
One fish, two fish.
Oh my gosh! You know who else we are? We are Fox and Socks and Mr. Knox in the Box. That is also who we are. If you were to pick a Dr. Seuss character you would most like, which one would it be? That has nothing to do with the rest of this conversation, but this is a way to...
The first thing that popped into my head was elementary school me was Maisie. Daisy Head Maisie. Like, hands down. Now, trying to shuffle through the deck in my head. So actually, one of my favorite Seuss books was I had the book about me where you filled it in with your own stuff. So like, I feel like I am a Seuss character.
God, that was a stupid answer. I think a little bit of me is definitely the fish, but I think I'm like halfway between the fish and the cat.
You the worm from Big Brag.
Yes! Oh my God, yes. So I'm like the combination of like the worm from the Big Brag, the cat, and the fish.
Calling people out on their bullshit since 1991.
Like hat in French, chapeau. In Spanish, el gato en el sombrero.
That's our characters. If we were Seuss characters, we're those two.
What, the boy and the girl?
Yeah.
It isn't on my knee. They're so dumb though.